Jane is going to need to mine ice belts to get some of the stuff she needs to build her Stratios. Now, ordinarily, you would mine ice in something like an Endurance, which has nice ice harvesting bonuses, or you would mine ice in a mining barge. For example, the Covetor also has very nice ice mining bonuses. Just pop an ice harvester onto any of those and away you go. But an Endurance is a T2 ship. And if we look at what's required to build one, there are all of these materials here that are going to be hard for Jane to come by. It might be just as much effort to build this ship as it is to build the Stratios itself. So maybe that's something for a future challenge, but not for now. Say she wanted to build a Covetor. Those materials are all things that are within reach, but the quantities are huge. 1.5 million and more Tritanium, 300,000 pyrite, lots and lots of minerals. And it's going to be a long grind to get those together. But there is another option, a Vexor. If we fit these low slots with expanded cargo holds, we can get the cargo to hold just over 1,000 cubic meters, which is enough to hold one ice block. And it's got 75 megabits bandwidth for drones, meaning that it can fit a 50 megabit ice harvesting drone and a couple of others besides. You may remember Jane from a once popular series of books used to teach children how to read. Jane left that conventional life portrayed in those stories to become a capsuleer, but it left her with a chip on her shoulder. Far from conventional now, she has committed herself to following 4 cardinal rules that she calls her guiding stars. Her vision is to build a Stratios and fly it on a pilgrimage to the Eve Gate. These are the continuing adventures of Jane Honesty. When Jane went on her shopping spree, she did get a Vexor blueprint. Now that she's thinking about building one, she's gone around to all the places where she's left modules that she's scavenged along the way up to now, pulled together all of the warp field generators and large grapplers and guns. She's melted them down. She's still short 260,000 Tritanium and just over 10,000 pyrite as well. So it's time to go hunting Serpentis for warp disruption field generators and other large modules. From hunting, and if we toss all this stuff into the reprocessor, Eureka! Jane has enough to build her Vexor. Hooray. I'm going to go ahead and start the job for the Vexor itself. 4 200mm railguns. 2, 3, 4. Start that. We're going to need the medium cap battery. Only one. We'll start that. We're going to need to make ourselves a medium shield booster. One of those, please. We'll start that. 2 medium shield extenders. And with that, we'll have 5 out of our 5 jobs running. Our Vexor is ready to deliver, along with some 200mm railgun 1s, and since the other things finished sooner, we put in for some antimatter charge M's to go in those railguns and some thorium charge M's to go in that railgun. It is time to take a look at our new Vexor and hop on in. Open the fitting window here, and we want drones. We're going to load in the ice harvesting drone, and we should probably give our ice harvesting drone a name. We don't get to name drones and actually put names on them, but after the abominable snowman from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, we're going to call our ice harvesting drone. Jane's gonna name him Bumble. So there you are, Bumble. And then we want a couple Vespas, and we want a couple Hornets. Next, high slots. Put some railguns in, if I can find them here. 200mm railguns. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anti-matter. Mediums in the hold. We need to make sure that when we get done, we have 1,000 cubic meters left. So before we start loading up the hold, low slot. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a type D. Brings us to 1,120. So then, thorium. Thorium we want to put in the guns, and the rest of it we'll put in the hold. Now, in the mid slots, shield extenders. 1 shield extender. 1. And a medium cap battery to fit it all together. And that is the fit. And now, as Jane is wont to do, we're going to give our Vexor a name. And because Vexor, right? Vexing, vexation, anger, we're going to call this Vexor Oscar. Let's do it. And here we are. Blue ice. Let's launch Bumble. Lock up one of these asteroids. And go Bumble. We'll orbit this asteroid at what? 15? on these. Fall off at 31, optimum 19, so 15's about right. And there he goes. Look at him go. Big chunk of ice. Oh, there's Serpentis soldiers. Send out the Vespas and the Hornet. Well, it's getting exciting in here. We have a lot of drifter crisis sites, and I'm guessing that's what all this commotion is about. Hoping what all that's commotion is about. Let's see. Nobody on scan. Bonus to warp speed, bonus to max velocity, penalty to shield resistances, and drone damage and speed. Let's get our drones back. Oh, except for... I guess he's gonna keep going. Good. Return. Return, return. Uh-oh. That's a line. If anybody's going to suspect a Vexor in an ice belt. He's returning. Does he have anything for us? Align to our dock. Slow down. Let him catch up. Come on, Bumble. One blue ice. Yay. Idle. All right. Come on back aboard here. Excellent. We have our ice. Take it home.
Warp drive active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
And our first block of ice. Look at that. Beautiful blue ice. There we go. Awesome. I'm Casparius. After recording most of this episode, I got to thinking, maybe a Covetor isn't such a bad idea. It's only 1.5 million Tritanium, and it turned out that getting the 750,000, half that amount, wasn't such a long grind after all. But then I looked up how much a Covetor blueprint costs. 2 billion. And then I didn't feel like the craziness of ice mining in a Vexor was such a bad idea all over again. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching today's episode as much as I enjoyed making it. And as always, I know you have 1,001 things you could be doing, and I appreciate that you chose to take 20 minutes to play EVE Online with me. Thank you.